Welcome back, everybody. Originally, I planned on making this video about the 1000 lumen Surefire Scout. So these have been out for about a year now, and essentially it's the same old standard M600, previously 600 lumen light that you guys are used to, the body, the head size, all that stuff, but it's giving you 1000 lumens versus the previous 600 like I mentioned. However, whenever I would post pictures of this online, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, people kept asking, why would you get this when you could get this? So essentially today we're going to do a versus video, which I generally don't do a lot of, but we're going to do that. So for those who don't know, this is the Surefire M600 dual fuel. I have a full video on this one already up on the channel if you guys want to see all of the details, but something you'll notice just looking at it real quickly is that they're not the same. So the heads are different sizes. It's also going to have a different spill pattern, which you'll see here in just a second. The heads are not interchangeable. With the dual fuel, you can't just throw it on like an Arasaka body or a different Surefire body, any of those things. So that's something to make note of. The bodies are not interchangeable. The DF is larger because it's bored out, so that way it can take 18650 batteries as well as two CR123As, which is exactly what this one here takes. The mounts here on the side are the same though. So if you want to actually, use any of your common Scout mounts out there that are already available, you can do so with both lights. And the tail caps look a little bit similar, and that's because they are. However, it's going to look different when you untwist them because it's obviously interfacing with a different body, as you can imagine. But you have O-ring seals on there, the same waterproof rating and stuff like that you've come to expect from Surefire, but the output is different, and then sort of how you're going to look at them in terms of pros and cons will probably be different as well. But with that said, let's magically fast forward into the future, into the nighttime, and take a look at the beam pattern of these two lights. For those of you that are new here to the channel, that spot there where the wood fence meets the iron fence is approximately 35 feet away. Those trees there in the background are about 40 to 50 feet away, depending on the actual tree that we're illuminating. And the camera is set as close as I can get it to what I see with my human eye. Of course, there's a little bit of a difference. And the output that you see right now is from the 1000 lumen Surefire 600 Ultra. And we're just going to kind of compare and contrast it here real quick with the DF using CR123A batteries. So again, right here, this is the 1000 lumen version. And then this one here is the DF version. You guys can see the beam pattern actually looks a little bit different. And again, we're using CR123A batteries here. So a little bit different DF on the left. And then this is the 1000 lumen here on the right. You see this, the actual focus area is a little bit wider here on the DF, but it's also not quite as sharp. So you see here on the 1000 lumen, there's a little bit more of a hard edge there on the throw. There's still pretty good spill. You guys can see that spill there. It's no joke. I mean, even with it well off onto the black fence here, I can easily see anything out there on the wooden fence. But again, DF using CR123A batteries versus the 1000 lumen. Once again, you're seeing the output from the 1000 lumen version, and this over here on the left is the Surefire DF dual fuel with the 18650 in there. So you're getting full power out of it now. And just to compare and contrast the two, again, 1000 lumen here on your right, DF over here on your left. That tree line out there is about 120 yards in front of me, and you guys can see this is the output, even on a rainy night, with that 1000 lumen Surefire Scout. Then up next, here we have it with the DF. You can see the spill and the beam pattern are just very different with both lights. DF right here, the 1000 lumen Surefire here. That rain is coming. Before getting into the beam comparison that you guys just saw, I just wanted to mention why I brought up the tail cap being universal and why it was important earlier in the video. So these are the M68 tail caps. The reason it's important, well, number one function on these is basically if you press lightly, you will get a momentary on. If you click it, you guys should be able to hear that on the mic. If you click it like that, you'll get constant on until you unclick it. But the beauty of Surefire lights, a lot of them, well, all the Scout series, is that they're so modular. So these ones here you can swap out with a tail cap that's going to have a press button on it and also attaches to a switch. You can a tape switch. You can swap it out with just a tape switch. You can use it with a tap system. You can use it with any number of systems out there that integrate with like PEC 15s and all kinds of other cool equipment. So it's a big deal that both of them have the same tail cap and the same interface there. It's always hard to tell what you guys actually see out there when you're looking at these beam patterns versus what I see with my human eye. So definitely in terms of total output, without question, the dual fuel is brighter. It's brighter probably on screen, and it's brighter in person. The difference with this and the two CR123A batteries versus the 18650 though is kind of harder to tell, in my opinion, at least with my naked eye. Of course, you're getting the higher output for sure with this. You know, with your 18650, you're getting 16,000 candela and 1.5 hours of runtime. That's most 18650, so let's talk about that. It's not going to work with all 18650 batteries out there, so just check out Surefire's website. It does come with one, I should mention that. It does come with an 18650 if you pick one up, and that one obviously will work with it, but it's not going to work with all of them out there, so check Surefire's website. They actually have a list of them, at least they did when I checked earlier, the ones that will work with them, because 18650s are not really standardized across the board. There's different kinds. There's internally protected ones, there's ones that aren't, there's ones that have flat tops versus knob tops. There's all kinds of 18650s out there. But the advantage, of course, of an 18650 is that you're going to be able to recharge it. So guys who train a lot, that's huge because it cuts down on the cost of constantly replacing your CR123As, which certainly are not cheap. And you can always throw it in the charger and get a full charge. However, the downside of an 18650 is it's going to have parasitic drain, right? So any type of rechargeable lithium-ion battery is going to have parasitic drain, meaning that it's going to lose power as it just sits there. Now, to be fair, CR123As, regular lithium batteries, all have some of that as well. However, the difference is dramatic between the two. So with an 18650, I'm sure there's a chart somewhere that shows how much it's going to lose, but within, you know, like a month, you're going to lose about 1/4% of the actual power in that light. So it's not that when you go to hit on, it's not going to be there. It's just the runtime at that point is going to be lower. Perhaps the max output, depending on how long it's been, will be lower as well. With the CR123A, you can leave that thing in your light for 10 years, hit power, and you're going to be really close to where that battery was in terms of overall output power when you first got it in. So that is definitely an advantage. Cross compatibility with gear. So if you're using nods, maybe an EOTech, stuff like that, that all take the same CR123A, that's certainly nice to have them on board if you're carrying a few spares wherever you go, if you're just storing a few spares, to be able to use the same one. So that certainly is good. Another advantage of this little guy here is weight. So it's about 1 ounce lighter, which not huge, but for some guys who are really into weight, especially on the end of an AR-15 or similar rifle, that ounce may be a big difference. This one, of course, a little bit slimmer overall in terms of profile. So with some mounts, you might be able to get it a little bit closer into your rail. That really is just going to depend on what equipment you're using though. But there is a pro and a con there, of course, as well. Some guys like the ability to be able to just swap this head out here with one for like a vampire head, for example. If you want to run IR, you can swap it out between the two, versus when this one you certainly cannot do so. There's also going to be a cost difference between the two. It's not huge, honestly. They're going to be pretty close in terms of cost. I think it's $269, I think is the MSRP on this. However, you can find it right around $200 with the link down below in the video description. It should be pinned as well if you guys are looking to pick one up. This one's going to be a little bit more, again, because they're including a battery recharger, all of those sorts of things. Early on with the dual fuels, Surefire had some issues, and again, they were all pertaining to different batteries out there, but as I'm recording this right now in October 2019, those issues don't exist anymore. So if you read anything like that, it's a moot point as of right now. But all in all, they're both excellent lights, high quality US made lights, very, very durable, as you'd expect from Surefire. Virtually unlimited mounting options. There's always new mounts coming out every day for them, and they're just really, really well made. Both of these lights are on defensive rifles in our household, so you can absolutely say that I do trust them, and that's about the highest endorsement I suppose I could give for any type of gear, in this case lights. If you guys have any questions about them though, by all means you can post down below in the comments section. This one, both of them actually have seen some rough use and they're still going strong, but if you actually need the answers to the questions, the best place to reach me is over at my Facebook page. Just shoot me a message over there. I respond to all the messages that I get, and sometimes takes me a couple days, but I see them all and I do get back to everyone over there. If you guys are subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. If you like this kind of content and you're not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button rather. If you guys aren't seeing 2 to 4 videos-ish a week from me here on the channel, hit the notification bell. If you've done that and you're still not seeing them, highly recommend you sign up for my email list. In fact, I recommend you sign up for my email list anyway. I send 1 email out a week. It has all the videos of the week and a few deals that we find along the way. So if these things go on sale, it will be sent out in the email. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Truly appreciate it. I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video.